This is Kathy Chase again. It's 1 p.m., about 1 p.m. I guess today's the 8th of January 2012. As far as the shoulder abuse, just started again about in the past hour. My left shoulder. You know how they get their Hitler straps or their shoulders on roads, or the only the one I think they get the most is their Vulcan grip with frickin' Spock, Leonard Nimoy, that's been around since, oh, I don't know how long Star Trek has been around, a very long time. As far as they pre-planned this to set me up. There's your other up. They planned to set me up. That was their plan. You know, Vulcan death grip, and then Duncan Aviation. Duncan Aviation is on the northwest side of Lincoln, and Toucan Sam, the Rainbow cereal. I think it's a Kellogg's product. Anyways, no, they did this intentionally, obviously, and you know, this is their little pits process. You know, it's very frustrating because I've defended lots of people, and they keep trying to solicit selling me out to them, the same people that I've defended, but people are getting tired of watching this because, you know, we have so many laws, and, you know, as I said, I get a little upset at times because I don't like to be abused, for one. The abuse had kind of slowed down a little bit until today, even though I'm abused in my dreams sometimes, and people still give me the inclination that they're going to try to kill me in a frickin' court that's a diversion, which you can't do, for divorce, or social services with their stupid rainbow, which you can't do either, because everybody knows I'm defending my kids. I'm trying to protect my kids because you've chipped them up so bad. You did it, not I. You've exploited me purposely to try to frickin' trap me in like I'm some sort of sand pit. There's another pit reference. Quicksand. Sand pits. You got sand pits in golf. There you go. On islands, you have quicksand, right? Am I right? Well, what happens with quicksand is, you know, I've got lots of evidence, so I'm sitting there holding on to these vines, you know, like you have in the jungle or on islands. You see on Gilligan's Island. The evidence, the vines I'm holding on to, is the evidence, and but they keep trying to pull me undertow, you know, their little pacemaker and their buttons and their zippers and their clothing and their tank tops and their I don't know, Bermuda shorts, or you know, clothing, different types of clothing. They even used holy socks as a reference to try to say I was holy because of my foot. As I said, they're crazy. They're beyond crazy. The abuse, you know, my left shoulder is extremely painful. They're as I said, these people are out of their minds. You don't just not tell somebody something and then make them famous to set them up to get them killed at a certain time because other people, half of the people are, well, I guess I would have to say maybe half the people in Lincoln, Nebraska are on the privileged side, while you have the other half being just like, kind of like me, only they don't really necessarily might not know it. There are other people that I've pointed out that I've been around in recent years that I know that have been on the other side, on the same side as me, and their little classifications of saying I'm a zero or nobody. Well, do your temperature conversions, do your conversions with math to the number 0, and you'll find out some interesting information there. Temperature conversion charts with the numbers. Try that one. There's another con word, conversion. Conversion charts to the numbers. Look them up. They'll tell you everything. They're buttons. Corduroy was a story about a bear. Corduroy. I remember having buttons on the bear shirt or something. I can't quite remember. I used to wear corduroy pants when I went to Zima, and I hated them. But they were in style back then, and I don't know, people wear them still, but I never liked corduroy. Their little pacemaker cords and buttons, and their little record services, blind, and then Concordia grapes. Concord grapes. Concordia, Kansas was what I was going after with the Wizard of Oz and all this stuff. Concordia, Kansas, Highway 88. As we drove that to go to Texas, and it runs into Interstate, I think it's Interstate 35, as a matter of fact, go straight south. 35, Chase references, and then the age you have to be president, and that's when, for some odd reason, all this harassment started, for the most part, was right when I turned the age to be eligible to become president, and I can't figure out, I guess that's how they planned it, I guess. I'm not really sure who's sane, here, because of this PITS process, and it's not funny, it's just that, my coping skills sometimes has been, it's so ridiculously outrageous that it's unfathomable to see that this is going on in the year 2012 with all these laws around me. There's so many laws, and even since the wall was put out, say if they wanted to use that or other music, the entertainment industry has some sort of accountability. That still doesn't matter, because musicians can write about whatever they want. It's just like you have science fiction, you could write whatever you want, but it doesn't mean anything in reference to trying to kill innocent people, and with disregard to the laws and their little psychedelic rock, and then I was thinking about composers, Mozart, and how this might be like, there might be some going back, to all the music. There were some that I even thought of. You just got to go through the history of music, and you'll see stuff. There was a band called the Turtles, and the Byrds. Those are very much older bands. Jefferson Starship, White Rabbit, the Velveteen Rabbit, there was a reference there, Peter, Rabbit or whatever, and then I said rabbit ears and all that other stuff. But the buttons, there's nuclear button. There's a nuclear button. There's the phones that went from dial to push button, and then there's, what else has buttons? Clothing. You have to kind of go through their craziness of thinking. You have to just play the $25,000 pyramid basically all the time to figure out how they get their freaking weird equations. Zippers and annexes and trying to ship people off for death, walking the plank, or just weird stuff. can't really think of anything else with buttons. You know, they were using turtlenecks. I'm not a turtle. It's not my head, people. There's nothing wrong with me. I can prove that. It's why you don't see media around. I've gone through this a billion times. There's no media around. I'm not going to play stupid wall games, you know, because there's laws in place that are supposed to be protecting me. I'm a human being. Get it through your frickin' head. Get it through your frickin' head. The people who think they can trap me in with money and lawyers to try to kill me, get this through your head. I am a human being, and you can't look for different excuses to try to hurt me. Everybody knows you're crazy for even trying, you know, because they know you set me up. You set me up intentionally to do your dirty work. Because the money greed, for one. For two, you think I'm just disposable, like you know, the sink thing. Disposals and trash, just another sideways thing. And then Cinco de Mayo and the number 5 and number 5 on the phone, and it just goes on and on. 5 in the Bible. They're just crazy. Anyways, Sinks, stainless steel has the SS. You know, just stupid references to things with SS initials, I guess. It's just stupid stuff. There's another one. Silly Sally sips 7 strawberry sodas, you know. Drawing straws. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything. Old games. Pin the tail on the donkey, and they wanted to try to make me the village idiot. And then, you know, using Village Inn and all this other stuff, and key lime pie, and pies that are served at Village Inn, and they just initiated the pain in my left shoulder again at 1:30 precisely p.m. And Shannon was born on 6/13/73, so she's got favoritism. As I said, she's one of the people with favoritism, and someone that's responsible for doing a lot of bad things to me, and most likely my children. You know, I've defended my mother, by the way, lots of times, because they were trying to kill her. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Shannon lived on Stonecliff, as I said, and so did Jamie Rippey, and Kim went by the name of Jamie online under Lucy Loves Laundry name. So, as far as people thinking, you know, I haven't tried to be a good daughter. I have tried defending my mother, but my mother, I guess, refuses to stand by her own child, from my understanding, or she's just afraid, or they've offered her money, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying that, you know, I've defended people in my family, because I know they don't have the money. My mom lives in an $85,000 retirement place, but she's pretty young for living there still, and, you know, my parents don't have extreme wealth and extreme levels of wealth, unlike some of these other people have access to or have. You know, as far as my mother's concerned, I have defended her, and you know, as far as Chase Spicer's concerned, he knows I've defended him, and it's, you know, blocking me in with mafia. You know, there's not a whole lot people without power or money can do at this point, even though people are breaking the laws, and those laws should be there to protect me, not to let people play stupid little games with my life. So, you know, that's all I have to say about when it comes to my mom, their little pits game, and that's fine. You know, if my mom doesn't value my life, then, you know, then there's nothing I can say to her. But I've protected her. I've defended her. I know what they've done. My mom is so full of RFID too. She's had so many surgeries. they put a metal rod in her spine the last surgery she had, because they said it was her spine was calcified. Which, whatever, you know, all I can say is that she probably would have been better off without it. And it's just like Amber with her armpit surgery. She probably would have been better off without it. Seems like the more they get you in the hospital, the more RFID they put in your body. And that's all I'm going to say, you know. With some people, you know, they pick on certain people that they don't like. And, you know, that's just how these people tend to work. And, so, and I know Shannon never got along with my mom, and my mom never liked her, and so forth. I somehow think that Shannon was responsible for my foot, but I'm not totally sure. It's between her and Nick Hexum, and then Randy and these other people, as I said, but people keep pointing the finger towards Shannon with a lot of things. So, anyways, I did nothing to Shannon. I was her maid of honor in her peach wedding, maid of honor in her peach wedding, and you know, she posed as my best friend for many years, and she's done so many bad things to me, and the whole shower street in Cheney, Nebraska. Well, I never had baby showers, and I never had a wedding shower. I never had those things, you know. You know, I'm pretty modest when it comes down to things. I don't like, you know, I've never had parties for myself or things like that. So, and nobody's ever done that for me because, well, obviously I didn't have real friends because they had ulterior motives, but I don't see how people can fake friendships and marriages and then be on one side of the privilege and then use my children, such as the Chase family, use the Chase family, use me to say we're on the unprivileged side, and, you know, fill me and my kids' bodies with RFID. And I've proven the evidence with that, you know. My son has serious behavioral problems sometimes. His mood changes according to what's going on with these people and the dramas in their lives. And Amber did a total turnaround after her armpit surgery. They corrupted her against her mother, and because we were, you know, she changed after that. She changed quite a bit, and you know, even since the belly button incidents where I took pictures of Autumn just in the past, what was it, 3, 4, 5 months ago, they started adding more to her belly button area, and her behavior changed. At one, you know, she went from being totally inseparable from her mother to not being, you know, and that was before daycare. It just changed just that fast, and so they wanted to work my children against me, or separate my kids from me, because they wanted to kill me off, or do me in, like as in murder, do away with me, until death do you part. And as I said, I can't help it that the Chase family has no integrity, and none of these other people I used to know. So, none. The Chase family has no integrity whatsoever. They have no class. And, you know, to do this to my children. These are my children. They're not your children, by the way. You gave up rights to these children when you did what you did to them. You understand that? Just so you know that, Richard Chase, Rob gave up rights to my children when you put that in Autumn. I know you were the first one who did it with Autumn. I know you are. And I know you did that. I know you did that. and you had no rights to do that. You did that without my consent, and I'm not into your frickin' Rosemary Baby cult crap, or your fallout shelter playing military sicknesses. So, you know, totally disrespecting the whole military. Civil. He's Richard Chase, civil engineer, and then Rob with Abe Lincoln, Civil War, and then you've got the civil defense. So I know Richard Chase had a big part in that, and I think you're sick.